They say customer experience is dead, but it's being replaced with what? Well, watch for more. Hi, my name is Ken Hughes. Welcome back. A couple of weeks ago, I put up a LinkedIn post about customer intimacy, and I said that customer experience was dead and that we had to move on to build better connections with employees and better connections with customers, and the internet didn't like it. A lot of people in customer experience got very upset that I was saying that there was something else that we should aim for beyond customer experience. And so I'm going to put this video together today to explain the difference, I guess, between these levels. And let's start. I've designed a model. Here it is, very, very simple, a three-tiered model, but let's start at tier one. So tier one here is what we call customer service. And customer service, I think we all understand, it's the basics. It's getting the basics right. It tends to be a department. It's an organizational thing. It's certainly a tactical thing. And it's the ticket to play, really. I mean, you have to have good service. You don't want to dissatisfy a customer. So it's the basic things. It's answering the call center call within a few minutes. It's being present at the counter for the customer in hospitality. It's in retail having good stock. And it's all the stuff that just should be there. So customer service layer, I don't think you're going to win a brand advocate or you're going to win a customer for life by doing what's expected of you. So really it's just the foundation. And a lot of companies, while they're doing customer experience work, still don't have the basics right. And it's very difficult to build up from this. And so this is what we call the brain of the company. So it's the tactical stuff, it's the operational stuff. You invest in technology, maybe here to do it. And so it's the core of what we do in customer experience. So if you don't have the customer service layer done, you don't have the foundations in place, very difficult to climb this ladder of intimacy. Now, in terms of loyalty, what you get if you do customer service well is what you get: transactional loyalty. And this is the mistake that a lot of people make. They think that transactional loyalty is some kind of emotional loyalty, and it isn't. Transactional loyalty is simply, well, I stay with you because it's convenient. I stay with you because it's easy. I was at the Mobile World Congress recently. I asked my audience when I was keynoting how many people were with the same mobile phone carrier for the last 5 or 10 years. Most of the audience put their hands up. Then I asked the audience how many people had some kind of emotional, loyal tie with that brand, and barely anybody put their hands up. And that's the point, it's transactional loyalty. So it's very dangerous to mistake that for emotional loyalty. And that's what you get if you do customer service well. Now, there is, of course, a tier above that, and it's where most people in the customer experience space live. It's called customer experience. That's not a tactical thing, it's more of a strategic thing. It's a philosophy, it's an organizational approach. So we look at touch points, we do our NPS and our CSAT scores, and it's a holistic approach to experience. We look at before, during, and after a customer's experience. In this space, if you do this well, what you get is preference loyalty. And that's different from transactional loyalty. Preference loyalty is I choose you. I prefer to go here. We're starting to develop emotional ties here. And coffee shops do that well. They do their 9 cups of coffee, get a 10th coffee free. Now, that is very transactional, but some coffee shops do start to build community. And then you start to think, well, I prefer to get my coffee there because the guy remembers my name. You start to have an experience as a customer, not just a transaction. Then you start to develop preference loyalty, and that's really what we want. Now we're at level 2 here, so we've got our tactical stuff, our operational stuff in place, we've got our strategic and our philosophical stuff in place with customer experience, and that is where most organizations end. My challenge, I suppose, because at that level, you're at the heart level now, you're starting to build some kind of emotional connection. There is a level above it, and it's what we call the soul. So you go from brain to heart to soul. And at the top here is customer intimacy. Intimacy is fostering a sense of closeness with somebody. And so at that point, really, you're beyond strategy and tactics. You're into identity and meaning and belonging. You're into tribal fandom, which is what I wrote the book all about. This is about trying to push past just basic experience and to create community, collaborative space. And so when you think about what that could be in terms of loyalty, of course, that is brand advocacy. That's where you have tribal fandom. And if you climb that ladder and do the foundation of the service piece well, the experience piece well, this is where you end up when you start to invest with heart, when you invest in your consumer, when you have a desire to invest. Not focus on ROI, but DTI. Like, what is my desire to invest with this customer? How do I change this into a customer lifetime value position? And that really is very, very emotive space. That's why Harley Davidson and Red Bull, people tattoo those logos on their skin. They belong to the tribe. And when you start to defend a brand, you've got that cult, that tribal fandom that we're all seeking. And that's the same, there's that model, that three-tiered model there, from customer service up to customer experience and into customer intimacy is what you should be aiming for. And of course, it's true of the employee experience as well. At the bottom there, employee service would just be HR, processes, payroll, IT. The middle level of employee experience, of course, is the softer stuff. It's where we start to build an employee community. But really what you want is employee intimacy, belonging, meaning, identity, shared values, shared purpose. I work here because I believe in what we're doing. And that is really the aim for employee lifetime value. So that's all fantastic. But what does it teach you? As a brand or business, it means that you have to invest and climb the ladder if you want to achieve customer intimacy. There's no point in just focusing on the basics all the time, because as I said, they won't build brand advocacy. What you have to do is focus in the customer intimacy level, where you can actually engage and emotionally entangle your brand or your business with your employee or your customer. And why does that all matter now? Well, it matters because as we enter into this quantum computing, humanoid robotics, AI, digitally fueled world in the next 5 years, obviously our AI is going to start maybe taking over our purchasing and our buying. And as we go deeper digitally, I think the scarcer thing, which is human contact, becomes more valuable. And so we need to have deeper emotional connections now with our customers as brands, because as we enter that digital world, the human interaction, the emotional connection, that emotional entanglement part I talk about, that becomes super important for brand advocacy. So now is the time to invest in a brand that is so strong, that has emotional ties here, so that when in 2 and 3 and 4 years' time, when all your virtual assistants are doing all your buying for you, they're just going to get you the best product for you. And you as a customer need to call for the brand that you want if you want a specific brand. And that's why brands are investing hugely now in customer intimacy, building communities of collaboration, communities of belonging, communities of identity, and being very, very strong about pushing out of that customer experience space into a better, more connective customer intimacy space. Until next time, I'm Ken Hughes.